So in this video we're going to be doing absolute values with inequalities. So just a little review, just doing regular absolute values. Okay, first we got to get rid of the things not attached to it, so we need to add 4 and get 16. There's nothing else to move, so I'm going to split it. When I do the splitting, my absolute value disappears because I'm making a positive 16 side and a negative 16 side. So I'm going to subtract 8. Divide by 2, so x equals 4, subtract 8, divide by 2, so x is equal to negative 12, and then we have to go in and check our answers into our original equation. So we work the inside, so 2 times 4 is 8, 8 plus 8 is 16. The absolute value of 16 is 16. 16 minus 4 is 12, and 12 equals 12, so that one was good. So now let's check the other one. So 2 times negative 12 this time, which gets me 24. Negative 24 plus 8 is negative 16. The absolute value of a negative number is a positive number. 16 minus 4 is 12, so they both worked. Okay, now we're going to be doing some absolute values with inequalities this time, so not an equal sign. Okay, so if I were to graph this, we have x is less than 5. To get rid of the inequality, we're splitting it again. But then when we do the negative side, we need to flip the sign. Just like when you divide by a negative or multiply by a negative, you flip the sign. When we make that back end negative, we also flip the sign. So if I were to graph this, they're both open dots. This one is shaded to the left, and this one is shaded to the right. Okay, so that means anything in here will be a solution if I plugged it into here. Okay, there's nothing to move on both sides of my absolute value, so I'm going to go ahead and split it. So I have 2x minus 1 is less than 5, and 2x minus 1 is greater than negative 5. I flipped my inequality, and I made it negative. I'm going to add 1 to get 6, divide by 2, so x is less than 3. I'm going to add 1 and get negative 4, divide by 2, so x is greater than negative 2. So if I were to graph it, negative 2, 3, they're both open dots. Negative 2 is shaded to the right, 3 is shaded to the left, so that means if I picked a point in between those and plugged it in to check it, it will work and it will be true. Okay, nothing else to move again, so I'm going to go ahead and split it. So I have 2x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 6. 2x plus 4, flip my sign and make it negative. So subtract 4, I get 2x is greater than or equal to 2, divide by 2. So I got 1 for that one. When I subtract 4 in this situation, I got negative 10, divide by 2, so negative 5. So negative 5 and 1, they are closed dots, and they are shaded inward again because it points, that one points to the left, and this one points to the right, sorry, so it shades outward this time. And I will give you a general rule right here on how to know if it's going to be shading inward or outward. So if I have the absolute value with an equal sign, it's just going to be points. Okay, so that's what we were doing last time. They were just points, general points that we were graphing. Okay, if I have it being less than a, so if x is less than a, it's going to be an and problem, so shading in the center. If I have it being greater than a, they should be shading outward. So if x is being eaten and it's greater, it will be an or problem. If x is less than, it will be an and problem, so inward. Okay, this time I have to add 5 because I need to get rid of the things not attached to it first. Okay, and then I need to break it once I have it all separated. So I have 2x plus 2, oops, we don't need the inequalities once we break it, so less than 20, and then 2x plus 2 is greater than negative 20. We flip the sign, subtract 2, divide by 2, so x is less than 9, subtract 2, divide by 2, so x is greater than negative 11. So I'm going to have negative 11, 9. They're both going to be open dots. This one is shaded to the right. This one is shaded to the left. Okay, so there's nothing to do other than to split it right off the bat. So 4x minus 6 is greater than 10, and 4x okay, and then I flip my sign and make it negative. So I will add 6, add 6. So this becomes a negative 4. This becomes a 16. Divide by 4. So x is less than negative 1. X is greater than 4. So we got negative 1, 4, both being open dots. This one shaded to the left. This one shaded to the right. Okay, this one we got to divide by 3 first to get rid of it. So I have y minus 9 with the absolute value. It's less than 9. Now we can split it because everything's gone. So y minus 9 is less than 9. Y minus 9 is greater than negative 9. We're going to add 9 to both sides. And negative 9 plus 9 gets me 0. 9 plus 9 gets me 18. So I have 0 and 18 open dots. This one is shaded to the left, this one shaded to the right. Okay, this we can automatically split it. So 2x is greater than or equal to negative 9. So my original, and then when I flip it this time, it's a positive 9. You always do the opposite. We just happen to have positives every time. So we're just going to subtract 1. So 2x is greater than or equal to negative 9 minus 1 is negative 10. Divide by 2. So we get 4 on this one. Oops. And negative 5. Negative 5. 4. They are both closed dots. This one is shaded to the left. This one shaded to the right. Okay, and our last, so almost last one, so we're going to add 4 first. So I have 3z greater than 12. Okay, we can split it now because everything's gone. So we have the greater than 12 and the less than negative 12. Divide by 3 for both. So z is greater than 4 and z is less than negative 4. So they should be open dots. This one's shaded to the right. This one's shaded to the left. Okay, we got to subtract 9 first, get rid of the things not attached to it. And divide by 5. Or divide by 3, sorry. So I get 14 over 3. We can go ahead and split it, so 5t minus 1 is less than 14 over 3, and 5t minus 1 is greater than negative 14 over 3, so if I add 1 to both sides, it's the same as adding 3 over 3. So I have 17 over 3, and if I add 3 over 3, I got negative 11 over 3. And divide both sides by 5. Okay, so it's the same as multiplying by 1/5. So I have t is less than 17 over 15, and t is greater than negative 11 over 15. So negative 11 over 15, 17 over 15. They are open dots. This one is shaded to the right. This one is shaded to the left. Okay, we have to get rid of the things not attached to it first, so subtract 2. So it's negative 1 now. To get rid of the 1/4, we need to multiply by its reciprocal, so multiply by 4. Now we can split it. So I have x minus 3 is less than negative 4. X minus 3 is greater than positive 4. Add 3 to both sides. So x is greater than 7, and x is less than negative 1. So they're both open dots. This one is shaded to the left. This one is shaded to the right. Okay, this one we have to add 3 first. So x plus 5 over 3 is greater than 9. We split it. So x plus 5 over 3 is greater than 9. And x plus 5 over 3 is less than negative 9. We have to get rid of the 3 first because the 3 is attached to the x and the 5. So to get rid of it, we need to multiply by 3. So I have x plus 5 is greater than 27. X plus 5 is less than negative 27. Subtract 5. So now I have x is greater than 22. When I subtract 5 here, I have x is less than negative 32. So they're both open dots. This one is shaded to the left, this one is shaded to the right.